What's up, everybody? In this video, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of different automations to help us create an analytics dashboard inside our Clickup account. And so, as you can see, we are able to see the positive replies by the day. We've got campaign tasks, we've got lead list building tasks, domain registering tasks, emails to clients tasks, playbooks. We're tracking the engaged leads by the clients. Got the smart lead analytics over here. We've got the email sent. And this is actually what we're going to be focusing on. So we're going to be creating um, some trends that we can view. And by the way, this is part two to the live stream that we did yesterday. So creating an analytics dashboard. It was a 6-hour live stream where we just built all of this stuff. So if you want to get you know, more information on how we got to this point, that's where you would find that. And so let's get started. We basically want to put some real data in here and see whether it works, right? So all of this is looking good. I just don't love the way that it's actually designed because I do want to be able to see the legend, but I don't like the way that. Okay, so we could do that. Can we do the yeah, I like when the legend is at the bottom. Yeah, no, we don't like it inside. So we like it at the bottom like that. That's good. Um we also, by the way, want this to be wider. So we want this to fit the whole screen so that when it's over here, it's also accurately reflected. That's what I'm realizing. Right. So if this is fitting the whole screen, it's gonna also fit that section over there. And then at this point, we just want some real data. And so previously, where we were stuck is the columns, right? So the columns by the client, right? But I had a chance to sleep and I thought through it. I think that we might be able to just do an additional search row. So we're going to try this and see whether it works. If it doesn't, we'll have to think of a different solution. So boom, search row. And then over here, we're going to be searching for the first row. Or actually, there's no need to do a search row. We could just do a get row, right? So it's just a get row. Okay, so let's do get row. Add a row, clear a row, delete, update a row, search rows. Well, whatever. I guess we want to use a search row then, because there is no get row. We basically want to get the first one. So date, column range. We're gonna say no. Let's just do it like this. Maximum number of return rows, 1. What happens if I do this? Okay, so if I do 1, what happens when we do that? It returns date, Afonto, client 1. So this is perfect. This is what we were talking about, right? So this is what we want. So I want to I want this to be at the beginning, right? And then we're going to call this. Do we seriously want to do that over and over? Nah. Though to be fair, yeah, nah, we want to save some operations, and so we're gonna add it here. We're gonna add it here so that we can reference it later. We just don't want it to constantly go off for every single client because we don't actually need to do that. So get header row, and then list all clients, get all campaigns, and then we get the cent count for those campaigns, right? And then boom. And then once we've got the cent count, we want to search for the rows, and we want to search for the same criteria. So we want to find the row for today. If that exists, we add it. If it does not exist, and boom. So all of this looks good at this point. And so now it's just a matter of mapping the correct information to the right place. Right? Because this right here tells us that B is a fonto, and then C is this, and then boom is boom, and then that is that. And so the question is there a way to say if contains? Okay, so make.com if contains. We want to do this. How to use if it contains. Okay, I like that. So this is what we would need to do. But then the question would be, how do we do that? How are we able to input all of these? So this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So A, B, C, D, E, all the way up until Z, right? Honestly, we can even do more than that. The only concern that I have is that this may not be the best approach to go about it, right? And it probably isn't, right? But we'd be basically looking for, yeah, there is no way to like iterate through this. Because what would you actually give an iterator? You wouldn't be able to give an iterator anything. Well, we are able to convert this into a JSON file. But what does converting it to a JSON file do? It organizes it for us so that we can easily see everything, right? So organizing it for us, ensuring that we can see it clearly. All right, let's do set variable. Just one. So set variable, and then this is called JSON, right? And then if we have like this, which is what I'm thinking, right? And then you put A, and then you go B, and you put B, right? And so when you do this, it's going to return some value for us. right? And I basically just want to see like how is this relevant at all, right? So we get that, and then this gives us date. It also gives us a fonto, and so now we're able to actually see all of this stuff in one text string. But because we are able to see it in one text string, when we do find out the cent count, let's actually put everybody in here. So boom, B, let's got all of these people, right? So we got C, D, E, F, G, H. I don't think we need that many. We don't. We just need until E. Okay. And then over here, we've got C, D, E, right? And then we run this again, ensuring that we are able to see all of this inside one long text. And so boom, 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 right? And so with this in mind, we're able to see it in one long text. What we want to be able to do is map it to the correct person. So we basically want the result to go to the right section. So once we determine what the cent count is, right, we go through all of this, we determine what the cent count is, we search for the row to see whether the date exists. So this simply searches for the date over here, making sure that the date is today. And if the date doesn't exist, we add the date. And then we simply need to add the number. Simply need to add the number. Right? Therefore, with that in mind, we can search for an index of. So index of, and then find the ID. Damn, this stuff is gonna break just in the way that we're building it. In the way that we're building it. Because it's based on names and nothing concrete. Okay, so date, client, client 2, client 4, client 3, right? List all clients, get all campaigns, iterate through those campaigns, get the analytics, get the cent count from those, and then we search for the rows, right, to find the dates, and then we need to add it. And all we need to solve for is adding it to the correct place. So how does this JSON come into play? So we do index of we plop the JSON file in here. Oh, I'm not liking this at all. Not one bit. Not nah. So we got the index of the company name. Is that what even we don't even put the company name? Oh my god. So we put that. So index of the ID. Ah. You guys could probably hear the child crying in the background. Just had to let him know. Keep quiet. So boom. We've got the yeah, I'm still like kind of iffy on this process. But I think it's a good place to start. We're gonna want to change it though, or we're never gonna want to touch the table. Like maybe it's just a one-time build, and then maybe we figure out a way to move it to ClickUp because there's a lot of things that I do not like about how this is set up. Therefore, I do think that moving it to ClickUp or something like that is the move. But for now, we're gonna search for the index of, and then we're gonna search for the ID, and the ID is gonna come from here. So index of, we find the ID. The ID is going to be the row name. Hmm. This seems overly complicated. This seems overly complicated. I mean, I think that will work, but it's like, does it need to be this crazy though? Like on a daily basis, we have to set the JSON files, list the clients. Like we do need to do that. We do need to do this. 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 And then we would need to do these two. These are the ones that are making me hesitant. But in addition to these, we need to also add a thing that adds the clients. So whenever we get new clients, it adds them. It adds new rows and new columns. Hmm. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna have to really rethink this. Okay, so we get the index of the ID. It's going to tell us where that is. And then we want to test it actually. So we want to add a module over here, right? And then we want this module to be a set variable, right? And then this is going to be 7048. 7048, which is the ID. And then when we run this over here, it's going to tell us the index of, which is 19, right? And so what we need to do from 19, which is the beginning of this, so 19 is right here, we need to go back by 1, 2, 3. So we need to go back by 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So what that means is that we actually don't want to do anything over Z. Because if we go to AA, it needs more logic. And even then, like I said, I don't think this is the best way to do it. I think this is just the way to get started, to have something up and running, and then we can figure out something else. And so I need to do substring. So now that we have that, we need to do a substring of this. So we actually want to get this. And in fact, we want to put the full JSON file over here. We want to put the full JSON file over here. We want to get the substring of this. And then we want to do a minus sign. So this is going to be -4. And then we're going to paste it again. And this is going to be -3. -3. And what we're looking for is that B. I think we're probably going to have to change these numbers up a little bit. But let's do it. So B, that's what we want. So this tells us that this is in column B, right? And so if I were to say 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And so this is how we call the clients. We put the ID. And then I was to say, I want to find for 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would be D. So that's accurate. We found the column name. And so now all I would need to do is actually unlink this and then move it here. So we find the client, and then once we found the client, we find their ID, right? So we find their ID. Where is that? So client ID, and then we plop that here as well, right? And so if the client ID does not exist, so let's unlink this. Let's run it. And then over here, we've got B. Let's say that it doesn't exist. Or let's say it's 704. Is that going to work? It shouldn't work. Okay. So if this is empty, we want to add a brand new row for the client. Okay. So this is accurate. This makes me wonder whether we need two separate automations, one that adds the clients and then another one that, because really we only need to do this once. Right, we only need to do this once. So here's what we're going to do. And it kind of annoys me that I'm having to do it like this because I think that this is going to be phased out. Probably, maybe not, honestly. Like, maybe not. Like, if it's actually useful, which, I mean, the end output is going to be useful, but if it actually is, like, harmless, then maybe we won't have to phase it out. So we're going to add it in the onboarding section. And so this is the onboarding section. We do a bunch of things. And so once the client has been onboarded, we're also going to add them here. And so this is going to take these three components. So it's going to take this, it's going to take this, it's going to take this, it's going to take this. And then we're going to plop it in here. Just like that. Though this is not even done though. So we still need to like have some refinements going on. So what this is going to do is going to get the header row. We don't need to do anything fancy with that. And then once that's done, we need to set the headers, right? So let's use ChatGPT. Ugh. In this, so in this JSON file, Is that how many things? And then it's one, two. So we're trying to basically just get all of these in here. What happens if I copy it as it's being written? Does that work? It does not. We need to wait. Okay, boom. So just like that, we're good. So this is going to get us that long JSON file that we were talking about. So this is going to be get convert sheets to JSON, right? And at this point, we're looking for I should do it from here so that it's easy to actually track. So over here, then I should just put all of these here. To 95. Okay, so this should give us the right ones. And so once we have this here, then what do we need to do? Then we basically need to find the last one without anything, right? So we need to find the first index of emptiness, right? So boom. And so let's run it again. And then we've got this, right? And so what we need to find is this. So index of this. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Let's put that here. And then we want to find the index of this. Same as this. And then you want to go back by -2, -3, sorry, and then -2. And then let's run it and see. No. -2, maybe? -1, maybe? Okay, so this is what we got, right? So boom, 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 and then the F is the first one that is blank. So it lets us know that we need to add some stuff there. So we've already got this. We don't need to do anything there. So let's copy this module. Let's go over here, convert sheet to JSON. Once we've got the JSON file, we need to get this here, get the first thing. So the first thing, and then we want to create, and then so once this is done, all we want to do is create a row. So sheets. No. We want to do a row. We want to modify a row, update a row. and it's going to be, all right, I don't want to do all of this again. So let's copy this. So copy module. And then let's go ahead and paste this right here. So this is happening in the onboarding process. We've just got a brand new client. We're adding this here. And so we plop that row number in here. And then we don't need the date. We just need to basically, so we need to have a bunch of if statements, right? So if, which is what we were building up towards, right? So if get empty row empty column number, right? So get empty column number, and then at this point we want to just do an if statement, right? So if this, which I'm going to rename to empty column, so empty column, right? We're going to rename it to that. So if, yeah, that's going to give us an error. So if empty column if empty column equals b, if empty column equals b, we want to put this right here. And if not, we just want to leave it. And then we just want to copy this over and over all the way up until we get all of these. So B, C, D, like all of these, right? All the way up until Z. The only thing I might want to add, no, that's on the adding, right? So all the way up until Z. So let me do this and then I'll be right back. Oh, something I just thought about that is worth considering is the fact that we, in situations where something might be mistaken, we want to make sure that it's equally uppercase. So where is that? So it would be upper, right? Yeah, so upper, and then we want to put B. Wait, no, that would go here. Yeah, that would go here, ensuring that this empty column is always uppercase. Wait, no, that doesn't need to go in the formula here because we don't want to do that over and over and over. We want to do it here. So this is going to be upper, just so that we only have to do it once. And then all of these are fine. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we've already got it set up like this where it's upper, but I just want to, you know, be safe. Anyways, I'll be right back. All right, so we're on the last batches over here. We're going to make this Y, and then we're going to make this Z. So boom, there you go. So this is going to be called add new column. And then this column is then going to be later on referenced in the future. And so we should, at this point, already have the column. And so let's actually just test that it works, right? Wait a minute. Get header row, that's fine. Convert sheet to JSON, that's also fine. But like, why are we putting it as empty column? We shouldn't be putting it as empty column. We should be putting it as That's a bummer. We should be putting it as the ID. No, not here. Where is the ID? Should be using the client ID. We should be naming it the client ID. Oh, that's so lame. I have to redo this again. Actually, maybe, like, despite the fact that I have to redo it, maybe it's not that bad. So we have to put the client ID and then have a space and then have the company name. Where's company name? Right. So boom, and then company name, which is going to be inside the ClickUp module. There you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I messed up there. And even then, I also messed up because I need to still get the client ID. All right, I'm going to go add all of these and then I'll be right back again. Okay, so I've just added all of these here. So this is how it should actually look. Again, we're going to grab these. I think they will work because why not? We're going to grab them and then just do a quick test to make sure that they are good. Um, though I see no reason why they wouldn't be. So boom, we've got them here. Add new column. Empty column. All right. Maybe I just need to simplify it. We're going to test it like this. So we're going to run this module only. All right, never mind on that as well. We're going to test it from here. So we're going to run this module only. The client ID is going to be 8888. The company is going to be Google. The row number is going to be 1. The empty column is going to be, on the sheets file, is going to be H. Just for the sake of example. So this is going to be H, and then we're going to click boom. And so in here, it should create a brand new thing, right? At least that's what we're building towards. It should be building something brand new. If that's not the case, then what is the case? Spreadsheet ID. That's weird. Why don't I already have all of these things? If empty column is equal to B, right? So I gave it the input, which is values empty. I did just give you that though. 7888. Test. Row number is 1. Empty column is H. What was the row number over here when we were testing it? The row number was 1. And then we are using this to find this. So we have F, right? So F is the one that's blank. Therefore, we simply need to add. Let's see if we can remove these filters. I do like the filters. None. Let's do none for now. So this doesn't change anything. All right. What if I do something else then? Which is just going to clone this. And then, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that from scratch. And also, I don't think the filter is the problem. So, and I don't want to have to come back here. So, date is after. We want to use the exact date and then put that formula back. Right? So, date is after. We're good. Over here, let us copy this over here. So, update row. Actually, we don't need to. Uh, yeah, we don't need to. Let's just test it from here. So, update a row. Let's add that information. All right, I'm gonna copy this. So copy module. We're gonna come over here, gonna paste that, and then we're simply gonna grab this and we're gonna grab it for J. Row number is 1, and then it's J, right? Which is basically what we're putting in. So let's run this module only. Client ID is 888. Company name is, we'll go bullseye. And then empty column is J. That worked. That did work. But why did the other one not work? I didn't change. So the row number, that's fine. I didn't change the actual formula. Run this once. Client ID is 1777. Company name is going to be Google. Row number is going to be 1. And then empty column is going to be G. What the hell? Did you guys just watch me spend however long doing whatever and not getting anywhere? Whatever. Well, it seems to work. So, whatever the reason was, there was a reason. Okay, so boom, we're good. So now we've got all of this stuff and it should work. Unless I put the H wrong. I did. That's so funny. I did. I didn't have the H. Let me see again. Let me double check. So we've got B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay, boom. Let's go ahead and copy this right here. And then let's add it in this section over here, which is going to update the row and delete module. And boom, we're good. I'm gonna need to change this. And then we don't need these anymore, right? I do like some of the things here. So this, we're gonna call this empty. Wait. Do we even need this anymore? This was searching for the empty. We don't need this anymore. right? We want the clients back. And then this is searching for convert sheet to JSON, rename, just so that we can copy this. And then we're going to call this JSON. And then we're going to delete these. And then we're going to list all clients. Once we found the clients, we're going to be doing this as a client column. Client column. Get client column. And then this is basically going to be like A, B, C, whatever, D. We're going to save this. And then at this point, we get the campaigns. We iterate through the campaigns. We get the analytics, get the cent count, search for the rows. Once we found the rows, we add the cent count over here. Right, we also want to add the date. So this is date. Actually, we don't necessarily want to add the date at this point. We basically just want this right here, which is the result, which is the cent count, right? And then the row number is going to be right here because it already exists. And then the empty column, would be the client column, right? It would be client column. Client column. But we'll leave it as the way it was before, because we're going to use ChatGPT to help us modify that. So row number, and then the client column, and then over here, this section. Actually, maybe we can, if no. We're going to do this like this. So row number, we're going to get this first one to be right. So this is going to be the client column. If the client column is B, we want to plop the result in here. And then boom. Okay. And then we want to copy the module, and then we want to go here. So in this JSON file, the who knows if this will work. Okay, but like it's not actually matching what we've got over here. Oh, it's just the values, right? This is just the values that it's giving us. Right, right? That's what it is. Amazing. And so I think this should be good. And so I'll be right back once this is done loading. Okay, so this is done. Let's figure out whether it worked. If it didn't work, I'll have to do it manually. So I'm gonna hope it worked. I'm pasting it right now, but it's not pasting. Did I get the right one? Here's the full JSON. It also does not seem to have finished. Huh, what a bummy. I can actually do something else. I'm open a Google Doc. One sec. So here's what I did instead. Instead of asking ChatGPT to like just re-enter that, I just copied this section over here and added it manually inside a notepad. And so let's see if this worked. Boom, there you go. So that's how you save time from, I mean, I don't know if I saved actual time. I might have, it might have just been the same amount of time to do it manually than it was, but um regardless, it's still like less tedious to do. Okay, and so boom, we've got all of that over here. So it's gonna add the results to the correct thing. And we're actually gonna do the same thing here. So we're gonna copy this module, and then we're gonna use the same thing that we did previously, because I'm pretty sure the result just needs to go like this. So client column B. Right. So in that case, then it can just be very easy to like add the values. I'm just finding them right now on the notepad that I did this in. Which is okay. So let's do it like this then. I'm gonna add all of these and then I'll be right back. Okay, that was not hard. I just wanted to add like a few, because like when you're scrolling down on the long JSON file, it's like hard to know what you need to add. But I basically just added a few of these like index of just copy pasted a few things so that I can easily find it inside the document. And now I've added it here. And so everything else should be fine. I think this now should work. And so I can go ahead and delete this module. And then boom, I think this is done. I think that this is done. Now it's just a matter of figuring out how to make it work. Um how to visualize the data. Okay, so over here, this is getting the analytics, and it's getting the analytics for the past 88 days. So day 88. And so for testing purposes, we're going to add a tool here, which is going to be called count. So increment function. And then we're going to add that module over here. And so this increment function, the moment we go through a thing, the moment we go through a campaign, well, technically, that's not how you you don't want to have an increment over here. You don't even want to have an increment, period, because this is incrementally coming up every single day. So the data is going to be all messed up, but doesn't matter. So increment function, boom. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. We basically just want to get data from a bunch of different days. Yeah, never mind on that. I'm pretty sure this should work. but I just want to like have, you know what? Maybe we just put some real data in there. So let's put some real data in here. Um, okay, 1 second. I basically just needed to find a client ID. I've been logged out. All right, 1 sec. Okay. Yeah, I basically just needed to find the ID for one client. So I found it here, and then I'm gonna call this client. Just client. It doesn't matter. All right. So client, and then boom. So now it should add a brand new date, and then add the data of that uh of yesterday's data. And so when we go in here, we're gonna actually use some real things, which would be which would actually be like -1, and then we wouldn't even do the add days thing, though. I think we're gonna leave it as that. We're gonna leave it here so that it's easy to just modify in the future. So boom, let's run it once. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's gonna be incorrect. We need to not limit the clients, and then we need to filter. So okay, so I just added a filter over here. Um, and by the way, I'm just gonna give ourselves some more time, so like 7 days of sending, though it doesn't really matter. So save anyways. We run this. It's going to get one of my clients. It's going to filter out the ones that aren't relevant. Okay, 1 second. I just had a filter incorrect. So boom, it should work now. So it gets the client, searches the client columns, right? It determines that the client column is empty. 1 second. Yeah, it's because of the way that we had the numbers inputted incorrectly. So we have to run it again. And it mentioned F, so that's accurate. Now we're getting the data. We're getting a bunch of campaigns. We're looking through all of those. We're aggregating the sent count. We've got 3,000 emails sent in the past, according to this, in the past 7 days. And so now we've got it here, but we don't have the date. So we actually need to because we just added a new row, we need to add the date, which we don't seem to have done. Which, oh God, we have to. You know what? We already have something over here. So let me pause. Actually, I don't know why I keep pausing. Like this is not gonna take time. I guess it's because we're about to end, like literally. So I'm pretty sure this is DDD. Okay, I'll actually pause and okay, so we've got all of that stuff over here. And so we've got dates properly formatted. And by the way, this checks for total number of bundles. It searches for the row, and the row that it searches for is based on the date. Oh my God, I already had it here. I didn't need to. Anyways, moving on. All right, let's run it again. So it should actually add another row because there is nothing. And when we go back to the automation, getting all the campaigns, adding another row, and then boom. So now we've got this for this client. And then maybe we also check for 7048. 048. So let's actually do it for all clients, like two other clients. So blue, I had put blue or company contains a Fonto. So we can do